My name is Harrison Coe of Harry's Deli. Started off in the tech industry, then I got into auto sales, and then from there I went into the hair care business. Then I went into the finance industry. That was kind of the last thing I did before I got into food. Whenever I had time off, I would always find myself in the kitchen. My friends knew me as that guy that would just like start making food, so I never thought about doing it as a living until the whole, financial markets crashed, and that's when I kind of was like, okay, what am I going to do, and then just ended up here. I got into this business to do really cool catering for companies, because I remember like when I worked for a company, we'd have catering and stuff. The food would come in and I'd be sitting there eating it and I'd be like, why can't they make this better? And so I wasn't really worried about the front so much as the back, because I want to do a lot of catering. But once the people started coming in, I was like, okay, now I got to make this place look kind of decent. The general vibe, I want it to be a place that's kind of hip, I thought it was just kind of cool to just have this place in the middle of this random industrial complex with a pretty cool interior. The driving theme was planes, since we're right next to John Wayne and we have a pretty rich, aeronautical history here in Orange County. So as far as the vibe, I wanted to just be, a cool, hip place to come and have some food at lunch. Food-wise, I like to keep our menu is simple, you have pork, chicken, and beef, and then you got the burgers. I think if you have a menu that's just too big, then you start to get like what's going on, and you can't really focus on one, and quality-wise, I think it's hard to keep up with that. So I'd rather do 5 or 6 or maybe 10 items and do it well. I've been very lucky with my entire staff. Everyone has either been a friend of a friend, or someone that we kind of know, or an old customer. That's kind of how I found my last 2 cooks. Is actually they were my customers, first, and they just liked what they saw, and they're like, hey, can I work for you? So one thing leads to another, and that's kind of how I ended up with my staff. I don't know how it is at other places, but I have the most trustworthy, honest, and genuine people working for me, and it's really a blessing. We talk about our politics and our politicians and stuff, and reaching across the aisle and all that stuff, and I think we need to do it as just people in general. This table has actually sparked a lot of good conversation, and it's doing its job. Our food is pretty good, it's something that's decent to eat. But aside from that, I think it's the energy that's here, just the general buzz and the feel of it. I like going to places myself where there's a little bit of a, interaction and a genuine kind of desire to get to know the customer, so I like to give that here as well. And with our guys, I try to tell them, act as if every customer is your friend, and you're inviting a friend into your home, which is what it is.